Good morning, beloveds. It is Monday. It's the last day of July. It's hot. There were road crews working on it was just, the bike was kind of I don't know. But, alright. But, it is July 31st. Our title is Meditation on Peace of Mind. We can all use that. And our author is Jane Paulson. Meditation at the Golden Pyramid, Unity of Houston, March 1981. I think Jesse knows her. That's really cool. Okay. Or at least has met her, maybe. Meditation on peace of mind. We take words with us unto God. Our words today are, I bring every restless thought home to God. Most of us have experienced times when we cannot concentrate, when our thoughts are restless. They seem to race from people to places to events in confusion and disorder. How do we then gain peace of mind? These words of St. Augustine offer a powerful and helpful answer. Thou hast made us for thyself, and the heart of humanity is restless until it finds its peace in thee. We can gain peace of mind by bringing any restless thoughts home where they belong, to God within. In the presence of God, our thoughts become quiet, harmonious, and peaceful. Order and peace are restored. We are able to think clearly and to reestablish goals. We find that our emotions are also calmed. From now on, we can say to every wandering thought, like a lost sheep, I bring you home to the fold. Today, I bring you home to God, where you really belong. We take every thought captive to obey Christ. Today, I bring every restless thought home to God. Okay, so in practitioner training and in ministerial school, you are taught that no matter what is going on, the first place you go is God. The first place you go is prayer. The first place you go is treatment. There's always the first place that we go. So that's what she's talking about. We bring our restless thoughts home to God. So no matter what is going on, the first place we turn is into the source of our being, into God. And after that, we can handle anything. It's like if you have a problem with somebody, first you treat, you go to God, and you say, okay, this is what's going on. Then you go to the person that you have a problem with. And if that doesn't work, then, but the first place you always go is to God. And so what she's saying is, if you are restless, if your mind is restless, if you are in that situation, the first place you go is God. And the interesting thing is the first two steps of treatment, that's what they are. The first step of treatment is recognition. There is one source. God is all there is. And then the second step of treatment is, well, if God is all there is, then I am part of God. And you'll hear many teachers say, because I've heard Reverend Jesse say it multiple times, the first two steps are meditation. The first two steps are meditation. There is one God. I'm a part of that God. So that's where we start. That is the beginnings of whatever it is going on. So when you are restless, and the interesting thing is you can use physical anchors. I don't have it on today, mostly because I haven't gotten dressed for work yet. I wear a mala. And I don't know what kind of beads these are. As I replace them, I buy different kinds of beads. But it's 108 beads, and it's strung with a red thread. It comes out of the Buddhist tradition, which hence the red thread, and it's the 108 names of God. And it is a physical reminder that God is the first option. God is always the first option. No matter what is going on, God is always the first option. And so, I've literally prayed the mala. And there's a variety of ways you can do it. If I knew the 108 names of God, then I could do that. I do not. It's not part of my tradition. But it is a prayer bracelet, and so you can use affirmations or whatever. And so, but sometimes when I get caught up in that spin, it's like the material world is really confusing, and you get caught up in whatever it is, then that is a visible reminder that to go to God. It's visible, and sometimes that's all I need. It's like, oh, right. And sometimes I actually do, will actually use a few of the beads, and because it's like the rosary, you count them with your fingers, not literally, and it's calming, and so what Jane is reminding us is the first place we always, which is why we start treatments that way. The first place we go is always to God, no matter what the situation is. The first place we go is God, and you can do it in the midst of. So if you are physically responding to an emergency, mentally you go to God, So it's like your body can do two things that you can do two things at once. So if something has happened and you need to respond to the physical situation, your mind and heart can still go straight to God. And so, I do have a problem with sheep. It stems from a childhood. They took me to a petting zoo. In the London Zoo, the sheep were bigger than me. They were chewing on me. I'm not a big fan of sheep. So the imagery doesn't work for me, but the sentiment does. The sentiment does. Go to God. So when you have restless thoughts, you can look at that thought and go, you know what? I know what to do with you. I'm going to take you to God. And in that taking the thought to God, it will calm your mind, and then you can deal with the thought, whatever it is, and don't forget, you have practitioners, you have ministers, and more importantly, or not more importantly, you also have, if you find yourself with restless thoughts a lot, and you find yourself going to God a lot, then go talk to a therapist, or maybe go talk to a medical doctor. Okay? We are science of mind. We believe all things are of God. All things are of God. So, because I remember being in a situation where I could not control my thoughts because my hormones were out of control. And so I happened to have a conversation with a medical doctor. The medical doctor said, "Why didn't you tell me this?" And so for a couple of years, I took a prescription that helped me to control those thoughts so that I could take them to God. And I did. And that was one of the things. Once we got my hormones balanced, and what I did, I took Lexapro. I will just be straight up honest with you. I took Lexapro for 2 years. Once we got my hormones in balance, then I started taking classes, and I learned meditation, and I learned treatment, and I did all of that. So don't discount that. It is always the first option to take your thoughts to God. But if you are struggling, honestly struggling, please, the medical route, the nutritional route is valid. Get the help you need, okay? I'm a poster child for it. Like I said, I spent 2 years on the Lexapro. I've been off for 18 years. It got me what I needed. Once it balanced my hormones, then I was able to take off and blossom into the Science of Mind minister that I am now. But I needed that help. There's no shame in it. Absolutely no shame. It's one of the reasons why I'm very open and talk about it. I want to reduce the stigma of mental illness. So we're going to go back to Jane Paulson, Meditations for Peace. I'm fully on board with her. If you have restless thoughts, take them to God. The first 2 steps of treatment are recognition, recognizing that it is all God. And then unification, recognizing that you were made by God, of God. Take your restless thoughts to God. Start there. And anything can be easier. And sometimes that will include going to a medical doctor. All right? So, every now and again, I get off into that. The mission today, should we choose to accept it? Well, you already know what it is. from now on, we can say to every wandering thought, like a lost sheep, I bring you home to the fold. Today, I bring you home to God where you really belong. We take every thought. I'm not sure we take every thought. She says captive, and I'm like, we take every thought under our arm to obey Christ. Today, I bring every restless thought home to God. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to take every thought home to God, but especially the restless ones. Especially the restless ones. And then listen for the answer. Treatment is talking to God. Meditation is listening to God. If we take a restless thought to God and God says, hey, you know what? Go to your medical doctor. Or, hey, you know what? Call your practitioner. And as practitioners, we have a responsibility to say, hey, have you thought about talking to a therapist? That's the mission. Take every restless thought home to God. God is always the first response. Now, the other part is the same thing that I'm going to give you every day, which is the reminder of self-care. It is the spiritual principle of self-care with the spiritual practice of self-care. Okay? It's a spiritual principle and a spiritual practice to take care of yourself. If it's all God, then we have a responsibility, right? And what does that look like? It looks like taking a deep breath before you speak. And in taking that deep breath, you are taking whatever it is you are about to say to God. You will never speak to anybody as much as you speak to yourself. Do it kindly. That's why I suggest taking that deep breath. It gives you that moment to think about what it is that you're about to say. You're taking that restless thought to God. It also looks like taking a nap. It looks like taking a walk. It looks like taking a break. It looks like saying yes to something that pushes you a little out of your comfort zone. It looks like saying no to something that is just really draining you. It looks like eating dessert first, which means don't save the good stuff. Burn the nice candles. Write in the good notebooks. If anybody has ADHD, they'll understand about the notebook thing. Wear the good clothes. Use the good dishware. Eat the good stuff. Your life is a special occasion. Treat it as such. Clearly, I need a little extra water today. But I can also feel my sinus is draining, so there's some of that. And whatever else is going on in your life, whatever else is going on in the world, you deserve joy. Joy is a quality of God. Please make room in your life for joy, all right? That's part of that self-care. So make room in your life for joy. Make room in your life for chocolate or whatever else it is that you like. Eat dessert first. And like I said, it's as simple as taking a deep breath. Okay, the rest of the suggestions are the usual easy ones. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like. Drink plenty of water. We are in the triple digits again. So please hydrate. Your brain works better when it is hydrated. If you're going to take restless thoughts to God, hydrate. Hydrate. Please hydrate. And then get that early in your day bright light. That 5 or 10 minutes of bright sunlight. I'm talking between 7 and 9 in the morning, and I'm only talking 5 or 10 minutes. I'm talking about a circadian rhythm, a hormone balance. There's a whole lot of us that runs on hormones. There's a lot of different hormones, and that sunlight early in the morning helps to reset those some of those hormones, and you'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. And if you get up before the sun or just can't get out in the sun for that, artificial light will help too. Okay, just bright light on the face, 5-10 minutes. You can actually order a light bulb that mimics that sunlight. If you Google seasonal effect disorder lights, there's a lamp. There's bunches of them. Okay. And the last one is, with my quote, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around you all the time. Okay. Which she's talking about meditations on peace. She's talking about taking your restless thoughts to God. Well, if we are opening the windows of our soul, then we are taking all of our thoughts to God. Why not take all of our thoughts to God? We don't have to just take the restless thoughts. We can take the good thoughts and the I wish I didn't have those thoughts, and the restless thoughts. We can take all of our thoughts to God. That is what opening the windows of our soul, because what we are doing is we are looking around and recognizing it's all God. And that should rock you back on your heels. And it should make you think. And you will move through the world differently when you think, oh, it's all God. So, how do you open the windows of your soul? How do you recognize that heaven is a mindset, that it is a state of mind, it's a state of consciousness? Well, gratitude. Emma Curtis Hopkins says to look for the good and praise it. That is an excellent way. If you're like me, music is one of the ways. Any music that sets your soul on fire, or anything that sets your soul on fire. Those are ways to open the windows of your soul. Those are ways to create that path that recognizes that heaven is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. Once you learn that, I mean, honestly, heaven ceases to be a place that you have to get to, and becomes a place that you create, any place you are. And that, my friends, that is a superpower. And each and every one of us come pre-installed with that, because it's part of the Christ consciousness. And the password to activate the Christ consciousness is love. So, all right. And one more leap forward. Social media, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. Please feel free to check out the content. Right now, the YouTube channel is probably the most consistent, because the rest of the social medias require extra steps right now. I get what they're trying to do, but it's frustrating. And so, yeah, this whole full-time, part-time, job, social media is the one that takes that. So, I commend the YouTube channels to you, both Creative Life Spiritual Center and the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channels. Okay, and if you want to know what's going on with the center, please email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact. Once you hit the once you get on that, the hot links are hot. He puts links in there that will take you pretty much anywhere. They'll either take you right to the information you want, or to the person that will help you get it. Okay. Now I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a compassionate day, a loving day, a taking our restless thoughts to God day, a meditating on peace day, a consistent day, a consciousness day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved child of God. You are a divine spark, a brilliant light. You are spirit in motion, God in action. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. Know the truth of your being. Explore the truth of your being. And honestly, by taking your restless thoughts to God, that is one way to explore your being. All right. Okay. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you right here on Facebook Live. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, then you can go to the Facebook Live. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.